There's a political strategist called the Raging Cajun. You might have heard of this guy called James Carville. And he is a Democratic strategist. He talks like this because he's from Cajun country, Louisiana. Now, he says the Democratic message is full of shit. He says it's the economy, stupid. Let's see what he has to say.
And we keep wondering why these young people aren't coming home to the Democrats. Or why blacks are not coming home to the Democrats. Because Democratic messaging is full of shit. That's why. And talk about cost of living. And we're going to help deal with this. And don't talk about GAFA and student loans.
Okay. So there it was right there. He said, God almighty, stop talking about Gaza, stop talking about student loans, talk about the economy, stupid. Now, he's right. He's not, when I say right, I don't mean like he's a Republican. I mean he's a Democrat. And he's calling out his own party saying, listen, what are you guys doing here? I know what it takes to win elections. This ain't it, Joe Biden. Get it together. It's the economy, stupid. It's not Gaza. It's not student loans. It's not transgender day of visibility. It's the economy, stupid. So he's saying that the Democratic messaging is failing because of their focusing on all the wrong issues. Instead of addressing the cost of living, CPI, inflation, you gotta focus on the economy. Then blasted Joe Biden's $7.7 billion student loan forgiveness package. Say, why are we forgiving student loans for people that go to Harvard, as an example, which is nothing but a hedge fund that has classrooms? Well, they got a $52 billion effing surplus, aka an endowment. Why are the taxpayers going to bail these people out? I agree with all this. So you might be saying, what does this guy know? What does this old Raging Cajun know about anything? Well, turns out not only when you're old, you have age, but you also maybe have a little bit of wisdom. Because it turns out they polled Americans what the most important issues are to them. And it would turn out that it is the economy, stupid. Here are the Americans' top policy priorities in 2024, meaning, sure, the top priority for the president and Congress to address this year, aka, what issue are you voting on? Let's go down the list. Number one, strengthening the economy, 73%. Defending against terrorism. Smart, Hamas, we're talking to you, and Al-Qaeda, ISIS, these types of people. Reducing influence and money in politics, 62%. Reducing healthcare costs, improving education, making Social Security financially sound, 60%. And everything below that is in the 50s. Reducing crime, dealing with immigration, reducing availability of legal drugs, reducing the budget deficit, improving the way the political system works, so on and so forth. Protecting the environment, 45. You see the numbers here. Strengthening the military, dealing with climate change, only 36. Dealing with global trade, all around that. But if we scroll all the way to the top again, as I will continue to remind you throughout this episode, it's the economy, stupid. So that's overall. Now you say, well, maybe issues matter more to Republicans than Democrats. So here's a little bit of evidence of who stands for what. So if we go down this list here, strengthening the economy, Democrats are at 63, Republicans are at 84, meaning Republicans care infinitely more about the economy. They're up 21. Defeating terrorism, this is exactly the same stat as before, but just whether they fall more Democrat or more Republican. Republicans, by and large, care way more about defending against terrorism. Reducing the influence of money in politics, pretty even right there, 60-65. Reducing healthcare costs, interesting. Democrats care way more about reducing healthcare costs than Republicans. They're up 21. Improving education, pretty even, 57-63. Making Social Security system financially sound, very even, almost a deadlock. Reducing crime, very interesting. Republicans overwhelmingly care more about crime. Dealing with immigration. Republicans saying, not on my watch. Let's see what's going on with this border shit show. That's probably the biggest number right there. 37-point difference. Reducing availability of legal drugs. Republicans up 16. Reducing the budget deficit. Republicans overwhelmingly care. 28 right there. Improving the way the political system works. Democrats care more than Republicans. And as you go down this list, thank you, Alejandra, as we keep going, boom, boom, here's one, protecting the environment. Democrats, way more than Republicans. That's the biggest number we've seen so far at 40. Dealing with problems of poor people, Democrats care more about the poor people. Improving transportation, Republicans don't care as much about transportation as the Democrats. Strengthening the military, overwhelmingly the Republicans. Dealing with climate change, not even close. It's a runaway. It's a landslide. The Democrats plus 47. Addressing issues around race. We all know that the Democrats care way more about race than Republicans. Thank you, DEI. And dealing with global trade, pretty even. So there you go, there, right there. You might say, all right, what's the difference between Republicans and Democrats? Republicans care way more about the economy, about immigration, about defeating crime, terrorism, and the military. Democrats care way more about the climate change, the issues around race, issues around transportation, and there's pretty even dealings regarding how the political system works, dealing with global trade, so on and so forth. So there you have it right there. Now, those are a couple different voting blocks. What about women? What do they care about? Women overwhelmingly care about my body, my choice. Abortion, cost of living, guns. Abortion is number one on the list here. Cost of living tied with abortion. Still, cost of living, the economy. Women overwhelmingly have abortion as a key issue. When Natalia and I were down in model volleyball, I interviewed dozens and dozens and dozens of models. I said, what's your number one issue? You know what they said? Abortion, healthcare for women. So right there for you. If you go down the list, abortion, cost of living, guns, state of our democracy, healthcare, immigration, crime, taxes, climate change, political division. Last on the list, the war between Israel and Hamas. Very interesting right there. So if you're taking all this into account, if you're a guy that's running for re-election by the name of Joe Biden, you might say, what should I do with all this information? Well, I should have a little bit more empathy on the economy, is what Democrat strategists are telling him. So I would replace empathy with affordability. That's something that the BizDoc educated us on today. So Bidenomics, what he's trying to do, Reagan economics, Reagan policy was trickle-down economics from the top down, like the Trump tax cuts, what he did in 2017, the Trump tax cuts, you reward the people at the top, and hopefully the money will trickle down to the people below them. We've seen that. Does it work? Does it not work? You let me know. Biden has said, trickle-down economics. What are you talking about, buddy? We're doing from the bottom up and the middle out. Now, Bidenomics, has that been working for the American public? Has that been working for the American people? Biden's focusing on shrinkflation. Hey, you used to get, this much Doritos in your bag. Now you're getting this much. You used to get this much soda. Now you're getting this much. Is shrinkflation something that you're really concerned about? Is Bidenomics actually working for the American people? I'll let you guys be the judge. Here's what people in America have to say with what's important to them when it comes to the economy. 54% of swing state voters cite the cost of living as the best measure of the economy's health. How much does it cost to be me? 13% say unemployment rate, despite it being below 4% over the last 2 years. So the stock market, by the way, has performed well under Joe Biden. I think it was up 25% in 2023. But as they say, there's a difference between Wall Street and Main Street. Here's what's going on in the economy, and then we'll wrap up with swing states. Inflation currently at 3.4%. Not bad, but not anywhere near the target of 2% that Jerome Powell and the Fed wants to get us to. Unemployment, 3.9%. Not horrible. They say we have a strong job market, but 4%, things that get a little shaky. If it gets to 5%, that's where things can get very ugly. Mortgages. Everyone talks about the mortgage rate, 7%. Why are mortgage rates 7%? Because the Fed fund rate is 5.25%, between 5.5%. The prime rate, aka what they're charging you out there as a bottom line, is at 8.5%. So, who's better on the economy? Trump, Biden. So, in a recent poll, it shows that Trump is leading in 6 of 7 swing states. We all know the swing states are Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina. If you scroll down to the bottom, then you got Georgia and you got Which one's left down there? And Alejandra's going to get me that. And Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. There it is right there. It is. Alejandra, wave hi to everybody out there. Give her a little camera shot to my girl Alejandra. There she is. Nope, you didn't see her. Here's the bottom line. If it's the economy, stupid, and Biden is polling behind Trump in all the swing states, unless the economy turns around, unless the economy flips the script, as they say, we might be seeing that Main Street voters will be electing Donald Trump come 2024 election, and Joe Biden might be out on the street come 2025. You let me know your thoughts. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If you like that one, click right here to watch the full SOSCAST, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.